Hey guys, how are you doing? How's everything? This is ST Adam, Social Transformations from Social Transformations. And today I want to talk about tapping into your inner child. But before anything, I just want to say I'm a little bit tired, I'm a little bit stifled. I just came back from the gym, taking a jog and stuff like that. So I haven't even showered and stuff like that. But I want to talk to you about tapping into your inner child, and that actually has a lot to do with game. A lot of game is basically you being sort of like sort of like a childish person, person who's tapping into his inner child, who's very free. Like, remember those times when you're between the ages of 0 to 6, or maybe between 6 to 8, when you're still this child who never really cared, who whenever he used to go out with his parents, he used to run around, used to jump up and down, yeah, shouts and stuff like that. But what happened is, once you entered school, social conditioning kicked in, right? So the teacher would say, "Oh, Adam, be quiet, sit down, behave," and so, and also, even your parents, right, would come out and tell you, "Yo, shut up, we're in public here. You're embarrassing us. Everyone's looking at us, right? Whenever you used to run around and stuff like that." And then they would come out and say, "Adam, you're getting bigger. Act your age, right? You're getting older now. You're a big boy. So, you know, act your age." That's what, your parents would tell you, or your school. And that's sort of like social conditioning. Social conditioning would try to constrict you, try to make social conditioning would try to make you reserve your energy in some sorts. And also, the problem with that is that it makes you go into so much lower consciousness, very out of present, not in the moment at all. Because now what happens is that you're dwelling in the past or in the future, right? You start to overthink things, and you start to overthink things because you're now trying to protect that new self-image, that ego of yours. You're trying to protect your self-image because now you're getting judged by your parents, by your school, telling you to behave in a certain way, and if you don't, you're now out of the norm. So you're saying, "Oh, now I need to grow up, I need to behave in that certain way," and so now you're getting into the habit of behaving in a way that protects your self-image and not being socially free. That's why when now you enter social dynamics, and when you enter social public places, you get restricted, and you just say, "No, I'm just going to be with my friends. I can't introduce myself to strangers. I can't go pick up chicks because I'm too afraid." I'm now starting to overthink things, and what if I go and talk to this girl and she rejects me, right? All my friends are going to make fun of me, right? Even though if you were a kid, you would have done it anyways, because children don't care what people think of them, right? You could think of it as when you were like in kindergarten. Think about it. You used to play with everyone, even with girls, right? I remember when I was in kindergarten, I used to run around, play around there with everyone, girls, guys, and everything. But there was a certain age where uh, and that age is around like the age of 10 to 12, where your guy friends start to make fun of you if you have any crushes, right? "Oh, Adam has a crush on this girl," and stuff. And so this is also part of social conditioning. And so um, the social condition coming out to you if you have a crush on a girl. Also, when it comes to going to public places, it's going to restrict your energy, because now you have the habit of protecting your self-image when you're amongst your friends, and so that you will always want to show your friends that you always want to hide your true intentions to people. And so you're going to be afraid to open up to a girl, because if she rejects you, your friends are going to make fun of you, um, and that's threatening to your social situation, right? But what happens is that this makes you these set of behaviors that you're now adopting, and set of beliefs about yourself, create a lot of insecurities, a lot of anxieties, and make you overthink things, right? It makes you actually care about what people believe, and makes you at the mercy of people's reactions, and it makes you a slave of your own mind, right? Your mind now controls you, and that's all because of social conditioning, right? And so a big part of game is actually becoming socially free. And one way of doing that is stepping into your inner child, remembering how these days were, and replicating the same actions. So I remember when I was a child, I was actually like throughout the elementary school, I was extremely like I was actually like a very I had many friends. I was sort of like a popular kid, but I remember my parents are very conservative people, and so they took a big part of social conditioning. I remember them like, you know, sort of physically abusing me a bit, spanking me and stuff like. No, I had them. The way you acted today was terrible, and they spanked me and telling me to behave, right? And so I remember throughout my junior high years and high school years, this uh, made me so restricted. Maybe so when I was around with my friends or girls, I'd be quiet a bit, right? Except when I got to know them, I'd open up. But when meeting new strangers, I'd be very quiet. Being so afraid if I get judged, like I used to with my parents and my teachers and stuff like that. And so I developed that habit of just protecting my self image, even though this really stops you from living life and stops you from reaching your potential. This stops you from becoming a CEO, a boss, a leader, a president, right? For you to be a leader, you have to stop caring about what people think, right? You just have to do your own thing and not care about people's reactions to it. This is why a guy like Donald Trump right now, currently as we speak, is leading in the Republican primaries because he's not caring. He's just saying what's on his mind. He has this great energy in him, and that's actually a very, very attractive thing. That's why he's winning a lot of votes. Donald Trump is actually a great example for childish behavior. If you actually think about it, he's the way he acts, the way he behaves. You could tell that this guy is socially free. He's not really under so much. He should be under so much social pressure to the extent that it makes him so stifled. That's why when you see other politicians talk, they're extremely stifled. But this guy in particular, he's what's so attractive about him is his energy, like his charisma, like especially under those great social pressure circumstances, where usually people wouldn't want to risk that charisma, risk putting out that charisma, risk putting out their personalities, risk putting out themselves, because they care about people's reactions. But for you to be a true leader, if you look at the world leaders, they really put themselves out there and to an extent stop caring what people think of them. And that's why they succeed. Even the same thing with CEOs, they do whatever they want to do. They're on their purpose, right? And that's when, and so what I'm trying to say is that in game, you want to tap into that childlike behavior because it makes you not care about what people think. It makes you so much on your purpose. It makes you laugh a lot. And when you laugh a lot and you're having fun, that's when you're so present to the moment. And these are all attractive qualities to the opposite sex. Also, these are very fun things to do in terms of just living your life, right? Always having fun, always laughing around, always being the child, not having this protection of your self-image or ego, just going out there and just having fun and just pimping it, and being a boss, Yeah, there it is. I just wanted to put this out because I was thinking about being your inner child, and I remember a few hours ago, me just coming in doing some day game. As a warm up, I usually jump around. Woo, yeah! I jump around. I actually sometimes I sprint and I shout at the top of my lungs, and everyone just looks at me. But I always this. What this does is it allows for the reaffirmation to my brain that nothing's going to happen to you, right? So after I do this, nothing happened to me. So it makes me unstifled so much. It makes me so much free. And actually, I challenge you guys to try it. So before your day game session, always run, sprint, shout at the top of your lungs, just sprint. Don't care about what people think. And what this will allow you to do is it's not gonna make you care about what people think of you. It's gonna actually make you. Once you start doing approaches, you're gonna come from a place of just offering value and not seeking reactions from people. Because now you don't care about what people think of you because you have reaffirmed to your brain from doing these shouts and jumps and lunges and sprints that people don't care about you and that nothing's going to happen to you if you just do whatever is on your mind. And that's actually basically also tapping into your inner child because when you're a child, you used to do all of this shit. And so I challenge you guys to do it. Tap into your inner child, act foolish around people, shout out to their lungs, run around, stuff like that. That's going to bring you back to your childhood days where you didn't care, not seek reaction. And that's the way you should game. You should never game when you're stifled. However, for some people, and also sometimes for me, a way to unstifle myself is to do spam approaching. It's to take massive action, basically, to unwind myself, right? So I go high five people, not even flirt, but like talk to people a lot, taking action in a short amount of time. And what this will allow me to do is, oh, it's fine to talk to people, even strangers. It's cool to approach people, and nothing's also going to happen to you. And it's also a reaffirmation to your brain that, yeah, it's okay. You know, you're not going to die if you talk to strangers, and you just become socially free. A lot of games, you becoming free, you know, from anxieties, from fear, and doing whatever you want. You're on your purpose. You know, having clear intentions, offering value, giving value, and these things all come from being unstifled. And you become unstifled by tapping into your inner child, basically. So yeah, childish, narcissistic behavior definitely works in the field. Definitely also works in other fields, like in politics, as we've seen with Donald Trump. And there you go. This is Adam, SD Adams from Social Transformations, right at you. Hope you enjoyed this content. And until next time.